In Season 4 of The Walking Dead, we see perhaps one of the most tragic scenes in the entire show. Lizzie, after murdering her sister thinking that she would come back as a walker, is then confronted by Carol. But there is a whole deep backstory as to how she ended up in this situation. At the start of the season, Lizzie is seen naming walkers, which leads Carl to warn her that they are not people. Later on in the season, her father then becomes infected and Carol has to dispatch him by stabbing him in the head right in front of Lizzie. Later on, she rescues Glenn from a walker, but leads it away instead of killing it, suggesting that she believes them to be people. And in a weird turn of events, she then plays with Glenn's blood. Through all of Season 4, we see her spiral from a relatively normal child into someone with a fascination with death. She dissects rabbits and attempts to feed the walkers, thinking that they are just ill people. Lizzie develops a deep trauma as a result of the apocalypse, and this comes to a climax in one of the final episodes of the season, The Grove.
Don't get one yet. Probably not even deer season.
My husband used to hunt. Told the same stupid joke every year.
You gonna tell him?
Well, I guess I have to now, right?
You do.
Okay. What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts? Beer nuts are around $1.79. Deer nuts are just under $1.
That's good stupid. But in no way is it stupid good.
I told you. That's more where that came from.
Don't worry. She'll come back. I didn't hurt her brain.
Carol instantly has her mouth open here, not because she's out of breath, but because her defense mechanism has been activated. When our brains experience a stressor or the perceived threat of one, it prepares us to defend ourselves by increasing our heart rate, which also causes increased breathing, as our muscles need more oxygen to deal with the perceived threat. Carol senses danger here, and we see her breathing heavily as she's preparing to deal with that threat.
No! We have to wait. I need to show you. You'll see. You'll finally get it. We have to wait.
Lizzie, put the gun down.
I just want us to wait.
We can wait. We can wait. You just give me the gun.
Both Tyrese and Carol are exhibiting what's known as the freeze response. There are three main responses when encountering a stressor: fight, flight, and most commonly freeze. When the brain detects danger, it forces us to first freeze. This is because movement is the single biggest giveaway of location. Regardless of the animal, the detection of movement is believed to be the most powerful of the visual senses, and we have evolved to counteract this by automatically freezing when we detect a stressor. We freeze as to not give away our position, and we then assess our options, deciding if we're going to fight, continue to freeze, or flee. Tyrese is also showing signs of extreme muscle tension, and even the globus sensation. He swallows as well as tenses his face, and his whole body is becoming tense to make itself stronger and more resistant to damage. This causes an urge to swallow, which is also known as the globus sensation or lump in the throat.
We can wait, I swear. You and Tyrese should take Judith back. It's not safe for her.
But Judith can change too. I was just about...
She can't even walk yet.
Yeah, you're right.
So you two take Judith back to the house and we'll have lunch. And I'll just tie Mika up, just so she won't go anywhere.
Promise that's what you'll do?
Promise. I'll use her shoelaces.
Lizzie is also doing significant amounts of muscle tension here when she's determining if Carol believes her. She rapidly tenses her face in micro expressions as she's dealing with the potential risk that she isn't being believed. This is incredibly skilled acting coming from such a young actress. Micro expressions, which are short bursts of expression, are typically caused when we experience extreme levels of stress, and our conscious mind tries to actively control the body's reaction. This is why you see her face rapidly tensing and then untensing here. When Carol feigns a smile, notice how she tenses her mouth. She's trying to smile, but the extreme stress and muscle tension that she's experiencing is just too much, so she physically struggles to separate her lips to smile. It's why you see her with her lips tightly joined. She's trying so hard to put on a brave face.
Let's go, Lizzie.
Tyrese's movement is incredibly stiff and robotic here. This is because he's still in the freeze response and wants to move as little as possible. He has to consciously force himself to walk, which is why he's moving almost like a robot. And when Lizzie finally leaves with Tyrese, Carol then breaks down. She's had to hold in all of the extreme emotions and urges as to not give the guys away, but now that she doesn't have to, she begins to break down. She does what's called a grounding behavior, resting her hands on her knees to give herself a feeling of comfort before hyperventilating, giving herself more oxygen. It's extremely skilled acting for everyone involved in this scene.